Breaking news. Under Buhari, Nigeria's indebtedness to China and World Bank has surged to $17.64 billion. You're welcome to today's news. Thank you for tuning in to the news. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and the bell for more updates. To the news details. Nigeria's indebtedness to China has grown by 209% in the last 8 years since President Muhammadu Buhari was Nigeria's leader. During this period, Nigeria was named the world's poverty capital, with 133 million people living in abject poverty, overtaking India despite massive borrowings. The country's statistics body, the National Bureau of Statistics, has said Nigeria suffers from multi-dimensional poverty. Total borrowings from China increased to $4.29 billion in December 2022, from $1.39 billion in June 2015, 1 month after Buhari became Nigeria's president. The Debt Management Office, DMO, said China's loans to Nigeria account for 84.73% of the country's bilateral debts, while the rest are from France, Japan, India, and Germany. Per the DMO, China's loans to Nigeria are concessional loans with interest rates of 2.50% annually, with a tenure of 20 years and a grace period of 7 years. Ayodele Oni of Bloomfield LP told Business Day that Nigeria are taking more loans under Buhari than ever in the country's region. Nigeria's low revenue and spiking interests on payments have left its economy with almost no money to fund critical infrastructure. The low revenue generation has led to constant fiscal deficits, partially funded with expensive loans from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, which raises the debt stock to GDP ratio to 38%, below the 40% self-imposed debt ceiling set by the Nigerian government. The World Bank has said Nigeria is in a more precarious position than before the global oil boom of late 2021. Meanwhile, Nigerians' borrowing from the World Bank has spiked by 21.46% under Buhari. Nigeria's total debt owed to the World Bank spiked to $7.64 billion, about 3.52 trillion naira, at a CBN exchange rate of 460.53 per dollar. Nigeria's debt to the World Bank rose from $6.29 billion as of December 2015 to $13.93 billion as of December 2022. Data from DMO's external debt stock says. Reports say the International Development Association and the International Bank Reconstruction and Development, comprised of the Washington-based bank, have given Nigerian loans over the years. The IBRD lends to governments of middle income and credit-worthy low-income countries, while IDA provides concessionary loans known as credits and grants to governments of the poorest countries. The IBRD lends to governments of middle income and credit-worthy low-income countries. Available data shows Nigeria had a debt of 6.29 billion from IDA and $3.57 million from IBRD. By 2022, total IDA borrowings were about $11 billion and $12 billion in 2021. The data showed that in 2016, Nigeria had a debt of $6.29 billion from IDA and $3.57 million from IBRD, but by 2022, the borrowing through IDA was $13.45 billion, while the one from IBRD was $487.03 million. World Bank loans are usually tied to various projects across the country. According to the World Bank fiscal year 2021 audited records, known as the IDA financial statements, Nigeria was rated least on the list of debtors with $11.7 billion IDA debt stock as of June 30, 2021. Within the 8 years tenure of President Buhari, Nigeria has been indebted to China and World Bank, and these has surged to $17.64 billion. The debt in which the president-elect, once he is being sworn in, would affect his tenure because these debts are too much and Nigerians cannot overcome these debts. The debt that cannot be paid in the next 4 years or 8 years. And these loans are always coming with interest rates annually with a tenure of 20 years and a grace period of 7 years. And now, the loans has increased from 2015 to 2023 now. It has increased speedily. Nigeria is seriously in debt. We have come to the end of the news. What's your view? Please share your comments in the comment section. Thank you.